9-1, 9-1, 9-1. I'll say it a billion more times if we have to. The Philadelphia Eagles overcome the Kansas City Chiefs under the primetime lights at Arrowhead Stadium in what was a gritty, ugly, disgusting, filthy, naughty win. It was everything it shouldn't have been, but at the same time, it was everything it was. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the people say, what the analysts say, what the teams say, whoever. 9 wins, 1 loss. They're the only team with that record. I don't know what more you can ask for at that point. Like, surely all of the conversations now have to be nothing but positive surrounding this Eagles team until you get to Brian Johnson, and we will discuss that, of course, as today's show goes on. But hello, everyone. I hope you are all very festive, very happy, very excited. Obviously, happy Thanksgiving to you all. I know I can't really celebrate too much about that. It's one of I don't know. I can. There's one of them I can't. Something to do with the independence thing and being British. But apologies for those folk back then. Not representative of who I am. But happy Thanksgiving to all of you. All have a lovely day. And what more to be thankful than the Philadelphia Eagles after beating the Kansas City Chiefs? We come into today with a very tight-fitting Villanova sweatshirt. I can't lie. Saw it on a vintage site, and it looks like a 14-year-old's pajama top. I'll level with you. It's not my grandest purchase, but it's on brand for the shift, and that's all we needed. Also, just let me know if the microphone is like dodgy quality. I know it's been very rattly recently, if that's the word, very just up there. Do let me know, because I will try and fiddle around with some buttons and see if I can fix it. Nice to see you all in this evening. Duck says desires legendary halftime adjustments. Well, we got some graphics for those. We'll get into those in a short due time. Bradley Roby's definitely connected to those adjustments. Yeah, there are 2 people that are. Kevin Byard's another. I'm still not sure whether it's Byard or Byard. I had to edit content of me saying Byard, and I cringed every single time I heard it. So I'm going to say Byard, and if it's wrong, I don't care. I'm not American. I can't go, Kevin Byard. I can't say it with the same conviction you guys can. So I'm just going to go Byard, and we're going to roll with it. But yeah, we'll get into both of those guys shortly because, I'm just saying, all right, of all the things that happened in that game, I might be Nostradamus, okay? There were a couple of things that we pointed out early on. I said very adamantly, very vocally, that the Chiefs wide receivers are nothing more than Shelton Gibson on steroids. There is nothing to be concerned about. It's fine, but do get yourself a mic stand. Okay, final good. Is it been better? That's what we need to know, because there is a button on it. I don't really know how any of it works, but I can't test it in this stupid app. It's very frustrating, but a problem for a different day, I'm sure. But we said the Chiefs wideouts were, no better than Shelton Gibson on steroids. We also said that after a few weeks of getting acclimated, settling in with the team, understanding the playbook, getting used to his teammates, that Kevin Byard would be a factor, that he might even get his first interception. Lo and behold, both of those came true. MVS proved that the letter M in MVS stands for mid, is what we learned in that Monday night game. We learned that Kevin Byard is all that he cracked up to be, that he is still that all-pro safety, does have all of those same instincts, and that there's still a lot of meat on the bone, I think, on this Eagles team. But the second half defense is unbelievable. And it's not even just a one-time thing. It's a trend. And I can't work out, because obviously if it happens once, oh cool, big adjustment, great deal. Second time you're like, okay, cool, nice adjustments. This has been 6 weeks now, and I want to bring this up because it is genuinely beyond impressive that over the last 6 weeks, there's a comment blocking that. Sorry, Isaac, I've got to kick you off there. But these are the second half points allowed in the last 6 weeks of Eagles football. 0, 8, 7, 14, 6, 0. So we're saying that, 5 out of the last 6 games have been under double digits. In fact, 2 of them have been shutouts. 3 of them have been below it. It's crazy. It really is. Like, it's beyond just a joke. It's beyond the trend. Like, it's something that has to be noted here. Whether it is like Sean Desai's just ability to see something and adapt. Like, it's not like he's seeing the same thing twice and adapting the same way twice, is what I'm getting at. Like, there is something new every time. Like, the Eagles are down differently or down in different areas every game, it feels like. There are some where they come in and maybe they're being battered through the air, like we saw against Washington. You have some like Kansas City where they just can't get pressure, it feels like. Like, despite an early flurry and Milton Williams looking like a game changer, there was a little bit of misdirection. There was a little bit of, I don't know, it felt like, again, a little bit too soft, if you will. Then there are games like we saw with Dallas, where it felt like it was almost the opposite, where they were, in my opinion, there was just too much going on up front, and that hurt the guys at the back. So it feels like no matter what the situation is, Sean Desai has this profound ability to just see what's going on in front of him and make an adjustment. And it sounds so easy, but for crying out loud, if you see how it can't be done, look no further than the man on the opposite side of the field, Brian Johnson. Because the guy doing it on offense cannot to save his life. So it is ridiculously impressive just how well Sean Desai is able to analyse what's going on. More importantly, put his ego aside. Like, this is someone that is a defensive coordinator. And you go back, every head coach in the NFL is going to stand on their laurels, stand on their moral view of their viewpoints, their systematic, backbone, if you will, of like the key points of emphasis that they have to work. They can't back down from those. If it's not working, they'll just keep pushing it. Sean Desai is one of very few in the NFL who is able to separate himself entirely from the rest of it. He's able to separate himself from his own ego and say, all right, this isn't working, we can switch it. All right, this isn't working, let's switch some guys around here, or be more aggressive up front, or be softer on the back end, whatever it is. But it works every week. And there is a level of humility and just self-awareness that you don't really see in coordinators. And Jim Schwartz is the finest example. Bless him, lovely guy, I'm sure. But God, he would never change his system for love nor money. Didn't matter what players arrived, didn't matter what the day was, didn't matter who the offense was lining up against him. It would be the same thing, and it made it easy to beat in the long run. But you look at what Sean Desai is doing, and sure, the Eagles might lack sometimes in pass defense, and they might struggle. But it's almost like they give you the first half for free. It's like they just go, all right, well, you do what you want for 20 minutes, okay? You do what you want for a quarter and a half, run around, have your little motions, have your slants and your screens. I'll see what's not working on my end. I'll make an adjustment and come back. And I wonder if the only way to beat him would be to adjust the adjustment. If that almost assume that he's got to adjust for the good stuff, so you've got to adjust it badly. So if you're having a lot of success through the air, switch to the run. That's the only way I think you're going to be able to outcoach him, because he's adapting so well to what's in front of him. So you've almost got to foresee that Sean Desai is going to take away your biggest strength in this very Bill Belichick level, intricacy, and go, all right, well, we're great passing that first half on the boundaries, so let's move it to the middle. Oh, no, wait, we can't. He's going to focus there. We've got to go somewhere else. It's the only way I think you're ever going to get around him. But it was just nothing short of a masterclass of coaching. Roby and Bradley needed some time to get. Brian needs to get time to. They needed some time to get used to other team members. Blankenship hit like a tank. Yeah, Blankenship is just one of those guys where he can set the tone. Like, he's not afraid. And I think we mentioned it in last stream, where just that awareness to come down off his routes, to jump some passes, to get inside the hip area of receivers, the hip pocket, whatever it is he does, it works. And the Eagles can build around that. But for someone like Kevin Byard, who is coming into that defense, maybe not necessarily fully clued up on how Reed plays, takes time to learn that, okay, on this sort of look, if the receiver gets handed off, he will jump that route and he will try and make that play, and he's going to hit like a freight train. So you need the extra security there. You can't just sit in your own assignment. And I think that genuinely worked so well, not only for him, but for both players. Like, they both had a stellar day. Reed was fantastic. It was great to see Kevin Byard do what Kevin Byard has been doing for years now. And Bradley Roby was a fantastic asset. And again, if you go into this graphic here just one more time, it is genuinely staggering that it's not just, this isn't a one-off. And look at the team he's done it against. Like, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and the Dolphins are all... The team he allowed the most points to is Sam Howell's Commanders. I don't really know how I feel about that, gents, I can't lie. And the Gentle Birds, if they are with us. But look, 14 points into Commanders, it was a whopper of a game. But this is just something where you are witnessing, like, he will not be a coordinator for more than next year. If the Eagles keep him next year, they will be incredibly lucky. It's going to take him about 3 minutes and 38 seconds into the offseason to get poached by somebody, because you do not see coaches, again, with that level of humility to put their ego aside and say, look, we rolled out this defense first half. That sucked. That was good. Here's how we're going to change it for the second. And it worked week after week after week. It is the second time in, I think, 53 weeks for Patrick Mahomes that he's not scored a touchdown in the second half at a home game. The second time in 53 home games, Patrick Mahomes has been held out of the end zone at home, because Sean Desai has the awareness, the humility to pull himself out of the situation and say, look, this ain't working, let's change it. It is just so impressive, and it's so reminiscent of the entire culture around this Eagles team. When you've got guys like Sirianni who are happy to delegate play calling, who are happy to rip it away. God, I wish he would, on another note. And again, guys who are team captains and have been throughout college. Someone like a Darius Slay, Jalen Hurts, Jalen Carter, Nakobe Dean, guys, Jordan Davis, that were captains in college, that were in and around the same groups. Devontae Smith, these are players that set the tone the right way. That it's not about that selfish brand of football. And I think it starts from the very top. And there's no better example of that than Sean Desai. Trending in AM, just pooping into the comments to say go Birds. Cool. He's not happy that I flipped the bird at him that time, is he? He's coming here to have a poop. I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe it. But what a man. Love to see him. We love filling this chat. I saw a tweet that said, if the Eagles convinced Desai that at the start of every game they're down by 2 scores, it'd be the best defense ever. Wouldn't surprise me. I think you could put him down 3 scores, it'd be the best defense ever. But in credit, and this does bring me on to my next point, okay? As good as that defense was, I saw something really, really interesting about Jalen Hurts in that Monday night game. And a lot of people are going to look at that outing and be like, it wasn't great, Brian Johnson this, play calling that, offense was sticky, it was clammy, it wasn't what it could be, okay? What did we say in last stream? Ladies and gentlemen, classroom, can you remember? Jonathan at the back. No, that wasn't it. What I said, Jonathan, was really awkward if one of you is called Jonathan now. That Patrick Mahomes in the first half of the Super Bowl, his time to throw reduced by nearly half a second in the second half of that game, and it killed the Philadelphia Eagles. Mahomes went from throwing nearly 3 seconds of play, got chopped in half a second taken off. And because everything was going underneath and it was getting out quick and Gannon didn't adjust, Super Bowl happened. Take a look at this. So, ignore the first bit. We'll come back to that. Jalen's time to throw in the first half was 3.27 seconds. He was sacked 5 times. In the second half, it was reduced to just 2.3, wasn't sacked once, was the only player in the second half to score a touchdown. Now, we can say that's all Jalen. We can say some of it's Brian Johnson. Look, BJ's going to get a lot of flack this week and deservedly slow. But there is also an element of if he did game plan for that. If he was telling Jalen, maybe that's why the QB draws and these horrendous calls were there, is to get the ball out quicker because he was being sacked. And when you add that context, it changes a lot. So sure, the offense could have been better. It could have been putting up 20, 30, 40 points. But you've also got a quarterback that took his time to throw individually down by 1.4 seconds. Now, you've got to think about that in real time. That this is just from the time he's got the ball to the time it leaves his hand. 1.4 seconds. That's 0, 1, quicker. 0, 1. That's how much time. And in the NFL, that is a light year. That is a ridiculous... You might as well be... You could make a mac and cheese. You could get the turkey on for Thanksgiving. You could cook the turkey for Thanksgiving. In the difference that Jalen Hurts took out of his time to throw. You don't see that either. That kind of adjustment. Whether it was Jalen himself, whether that was BJ. But it played a huge role. Make no mistake about it. It played an absolutely monumental role. And it was exactly the same card. It was the Uno reverse that the Chiefs had in the Super Bowl. Chiefs in the Super Bowl, down at the half. Patrick Mahomes reduces the amount of time he has to throw by 0.5 seconds. The Chiefs come back and win. Jalen Hurts against the Chiefs, Monday Night Football. 3.27 seconds time to throw in that first half, reduced to 2.3 in the second. A second and a half. For those of you who are motorsport fans, a second and a half is literally a millennium. And he went from 5 sacks to 0. And that, I think, has to count for something, because, again, that will not get spoken about. But it's something so subtle, so intricate, that made like the grandest difference, I think, when all was said and done, for sure. Let's have a look. LJ, who's the new PSN Eagles rider who wrote about pressures on Mahomes was better than all out blitzes? He was right. We were getting burnt on blitzes, but when we pressured, he made mistakes. We did indeed. That man was David. I can't pronounce his surname. I can, but it's like, I remember saying it with his email address. I'm trying to find it now. I think it's David Neitz. I don't want to get it wrong, though, because, yeah, it's Neizz. Neizz. I call him Dave. I do. Call him Big Dave. But no, it was a phenomenal article. And that was kind of what prompted me to look, just out of sheer intrigue after this past game, what Jalen's performance was like. And to see that exact same difference, it was like the Eagles learned. The Eagles clearly learned from that Super Bowl that Patrick Mahomes is bad under pressure. And when you blitz him, he's great. But if he just, it's almost like, turning the gas up a little bit, isn't it? It's not burning you. It's not that instant burn, but you've got to think an instant burn. Like if you put your hand on a stove, it's you run away, you get out, it's panic, it's fight or flight. And it's the same with Patrick Mahomes. That if there is a blitz, it is just straight out bang, and he's one of the best improvisational quarterbacks in football. However, if there's a gentle, just increase in temperature where it's warm, you start sweating, you start getting flustered, you get stressed, that's where he's vulnerable. And that's exactly what the Eagles did on Monday night. And again, it coincides with the opposite, where they took what the Chiefs did in the second half of the Super Bowl. They applied it themselves. Jalen Hurts chopped that time to throw down in half. Was genuinely one of the most impressive things about that game. It will not get spoken about enough, I can guarantee you that. Jalen's performance looks a lot better, says Isaac, when you realise the Chiefs have allowed 24 points maximum. The Chiefs were coming off a bye. It was in Arrowhead. It was cold. It was rainy. Taylor Swift wasn't there, so we've got to factor that into things. True. I mean, yeah, the Eagles coming off a bye as well. I always worry when the Eagles come off a bye that it's just going to be sloppy and messy and uncoordinated and all the other errors. And I mean, I think the only genuine person that should have been criticised that game was Brian Johnson. But then when I look at the stats there, how they reduced Jalen's time to throw, and how the fact he was the only man in that game to score a touchdown in the second half, Jalen Hurts, okay, on a design run from Brian Johnson. Like, look, in fairness, you cannot call the cha-cha slide mid-game. You can't go QB draw to the left, QB draw to the right, crisscross. Like, you cannot do that, all right? And I'll berate him for it until the cows come home. However, I think being able to take a quarterback's time to throw and reduce it by a second and a half and scheme open those more underneath throws exactly the same way Mahomes did in the Super Bowl does deserve credit. He's just got to chop out this cha-cha slide bollocks, all right? There is no place for it in this Eagles offense. And I think another element of it as well, and this is what I'm going through all my graphics at the speed of sound here, I'm sorry. We're very excitable on this Wednesday evening. But DeAndre Swift, no one is speaking about that really. I mean, he had 107 scrimmage yards against the Kansas City Chiefs. With Cam Jurgens back in that offense, that played a huge role in his breakout. Because he was averaging over 6 yards per carry with Cam Jurgens in. It dropped to 3 yards without him. Now he's back. He had 76 yards, I believe, on the ground, 107 scrimmage, and he's helped massively in the red zone. That dynamicism out of the backfield, someone that can hurt you through the air and the ground, has been a huge difference. Absolutely huge difference for this Philadelphia Eagles team that was previously a bit rusty, a bit cobbled down in the red zone. He's also now at a career high in rushing yards. We are 10 games into the season. He might well go down as the best acquisition, maybe in terms of bang for your buck. There aren't going to be many that have impacted the team the way that DeAndre Swift has. He's certainly the best acquisition this past offseason, without a doubt. Some of the plays he was being drawn up, he was knifing through. It's just refreshing. I think we've said this so many times already this season, but just watching DeAndre Swift run the ball is an actual pleasure. And I don't think we've had that as Eagles fans in a fair amount of time. Purely because, like, Miles Sanders was stressful as anything to watch running the ball. Kenny G was good last year. He seemed to lose a little bit of a step, if that's the right term, whether it was in his own head, whether there's something else at play, I'm not sure. But there's been flashes as a young player, which I guess is what you want, but it's not been consistent. DeAndre Swift is just so smooth, so controlled, so aware of everything. He follows his blocks blissfully. His vision of understanding where the blocks are going to go, where Jason Kelce's going to be, when to cut inside. Look, you had Miles Sanders who would either just stand behind his left guard and shake for 20 seconds, or just run outside. Like DeAndre Swift, it's like watching a running back who sees the field in slow motion. And it has been a blissful addition to this Eagles offense. I hope he gets over the 1K mark. It'll be a stretch. I know he's at like 600 now, so I mean he's got to, have a few more big days at the office, but he's certainly got it in the tank. And for someone that, has been rug pulled by injury like season after season, that has been so good, then he ended up being replaced by Jahmyr Gibbs essentially and Montgomery down in Detroit. Like to see him take control of that Eagles backfield, to just be so smooth in his movement, so controlled. Like I cannot overstate it enough how impressive that man has been this season. I wouldn't say he's the MVP. If you're going to go non-quarterback offensive MVP, it's got to be AJ, isn't it? Never mind, that's a shame. But I want to big him up. He's in the running. He'll certainly get like a bronze medal at a minimum because he has just been, again, nothing short of exceptional. The RB mid-screen works so well, and it's something that Gainwell can actually run. I mean, that in itself takes some doing. Let's give Brian Johnson credit there. He's found a play that Kenny Gainwell can actually run. That is a task in itself, and he's done very well there. It has to be, accepted. It's a tough business, all right? It's hard to find stuff like that. I also know some of those delayed handoffs were mistakes, but they seem to work well. I think there's just been... It's been lacking misdirection. For an offense that is so star-studded, if you look at the Niners and you see Debo, you see Ayuk, you see Kittle, you see McCaffrey, and the way that they're able to misdirect, they're able to use motion to confuse defenses. You've got receivers playing running back playing receivers, tight ends doing everything. Like it's positionless. It really is positionless. And you've got the Eagles who have a similar genetic makeup. They've got two fantastic wide receivers, a great running back, a dominant offensive line. We can leave tight end for a minute while Goddard's out, but you understand where I'm going. And it just is relatively what you see is what you get. RPOs aren't there now. They're just like borderline play action passes or delayed handoffs, as Duck said. Like there is no confusion. I think last year there was a lot more freedom with the offense. There was a lot more... I don't know. I think the freedom probably is the right word. It just felt expressive. Players were wanting to try things to be a bit more diverse. Like the route combinations were more exceptional. I think the difference that you're seeing now is that it's very much on Hurts to make those calls and to manipulate the defense so the wide receivers have space. Like if you look at the huge catch by Devontae Smith late on, one that was audibled out of by Jalen Hurts, by the way. It was, again, it was just straight up route, but Hurts was able to bring that safety out the picture and then lost the pass over the top. Something subtle. The great quarterbacks can do it reliably. He's certainly doing it now, but he's having to do that because there is no extra help. There's no extra push. There's no extra incentive from the back end stuff. Like the RPOs just aren't RPOing, for lack of a better term. They're not run pass options. They're just delayed runs. And their RPOs where they go back to the running back. So it's a very one-dimensional play. The RPO before maybe was like a 3-read play where you've got a receiver up top, you've got a check down, you've got a running back, you can keep it. All of those were viable. Under Brian Johnson, it's just not happening. It's either Hurts hands it off or it's a one-step drop and bang. And there is none of those deeper developing. It's either like 8-second plays or they're 2-second plays. There are no mid-developing plays anymore. Which I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Like, you've either got this super long play action, down the seam crosser level stuff, or you've got the screens and the dumps and the slants. There is nothing, there are no 8-yard digs. There's no 9-yard corner outs. It's all very, it's like boom or bust. It's either we get a yard or we get 50. And that can cause issues, I think, sometimes. And I want to say, like, that first interception by Jalen was just probably a victim of it. In where, was the throw perhaps a little bit hindered? Yeah, it wasn't the best throw he's ever made. But if that was like, a slant or just something 10 yards up the field, it would have probably been a lot better than having to wait the extra 3 seconds. And again, that goes back to that adjustment where we said earlier on in the show, the first half, I'll get the graphic up, it was 3.2 seconds per throw. It went down to 2.3. So they learn, they're learning. There is an element of education there. They're understanding that, okay, maybe we can't just wait for Devontae Smith to run to the end zone from our own 10-yard line. Maybe that isn't the best idea we've ever had. And maybe just throwing dumps on the side isn't also. So let's just go in the middle. I think that's ultimately where they've got to be. But I'll reiterate, this whole QB draw to the left, QB draw to the right, crisscross char-char slide has got to stop. Especially when you get down inside the red zone. It wasn't as bad. Wasn't as bad against the Chiefs, but geez, like there were 2 really crucial drives in the second half. I think one was off the back of a Mahomes turnover, and the Eagles. It was like late, and there were like 3 minutes left in the game, and the Eagles got the ball back. Right, I was brilliant. They can run the clock down to like 2 minutes, perfect. I went up to get a drink of water. I swear to God, I came back. They'd lost the ball. It took 15 seconds I was up. I just went up with a glass to get some water. I go back in the room. I sit down, have a sip, look at the screen. They're punting. How? All I've done is leave the room and come back. Like, that has got to stop. It really is either like the best looking offense or absolute dross. There is just no in the middle in any circumstance. And if they can figure that out, they'll be away at the races for sure. The screen studio in 2023. There's also a problem, says Dud, that you didn't have a solid right guard for half the season when the best defensive tackle and linebacker in the league are coming at you. The time it takes for an RPO aren't there. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good caveat, to be fair. I hadn't really thought of it like that. I'd like to think maybe now then that maybe not the Bills, but maybe not the Niners. Maybe like in time for the Seahawks, you just dial a few more in, load them up a little bit more because they need to come out. It's got to be some variety. Like, this offense is too good. You cannot have like a player as dynamic as Jalen Hurts just doing nothing, like acting like he's like prime Phillip Rivers. It's great that he can be. It's great he's got that in his locker, that he can haul out those deep throws. It's great that he can be, explosive on those shorter plays. But you can't just keep him in the pocket all the time. And if you are going to, at least allude to the fact that he is a threat outside the pocket. Those delayed handoffs make it look like, don't commit, just look like he will. But again, we are nitpicking here. We approach the halfway mark. The Eagles are 9-1 after a win against the Kansas City Chiefs. If you are just tuning in, hello, guten tag, bonjour, buenos dias. Is that hello? I'm not sure. We're about to find out. But if you are just tuning in, if you could leave a like on the stream, that would be absolutely amazing. If for nothing else, just the fact that I'm sat here wearing a Villanova hoodie, all right, that doesn't fit. It says extra large. It bloody isn't. State of it. But I'd appreciate a like. It does help the stream grow. And also, if you want to subscribe, you can you get notifications when we go live, which for this show is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, as evidenced on the banner at the bottom of your lovely screens or phones or projectors or I don't know what else you watch them on these days. I don't know, probably an Apple Watch. Have a quick little drink and then we'll get back into some analysis. I don't know why I always announce I'm having a drink. I should just have a drink and no one will care. But I just don't want to disappear for 10 seconds. Hola, of course it is. I've literally been to Spain. Oh, God, it's a slow day. Hola, yeah, hola. Of course it is. What's buenos dias then? Is Portuguese a language or do they speak Spanish? Buenos dias. I'm not sure. Buenos dias is something. Maybe it's like goodbye. Maybe it's thank you. It's something along those lines. Someone will know that has like, mild literary knowledge that I don't. Look, I know bull, okay? I know when Kevin Byard's going to make a pick. I know bad receivers want to see them on Kansas City, and I know not to be fearful of KC and to lump that $250 free bet on the Eagles. What I don't know is Spanish or any other language. And there's a funny story with that, in fact. It's an old one for the guys that have been around since this was a podcast back in the day. Once upon a time, when LJ was a young buck, a young bull, thinking he's got some prime riz, as the boys would call it these days, there was an exchange program between our college and one that we're twinned with in, I think it was obviously France. We have French exchange students come over, and that's like a girl that was like really pretty, and I was, I'm going to go talk to her. So I go out to her and go, bonjour, and she goes, salut, and I go, je m'appelle Jean. And I thought that sounded so sexy. I thought that was so good. I was like, I'm in. I'm absolutely in. And I swear to God, that she started laughing, her friends started laughing, and my friends started laughing. I didn't understand why. I got very red-faced, and I left the situation, as any self-dignified man would. I talked to my friends and asked what happened, and they said that I've just said to her, I'm called the Garden. So that it wasn't my finest moment there. K1's coming just in time for the chaotic relationship story, look. Just in time. I see his name, I drop it in. That's what we do. That's what we do around here. If that wasn't enough for a like on your stream, I don't know what will be. But there you go. Just in time for the relationship fail. You can tick it off now. It's in the books. We've got it in. Again, not my finest moment. I could do German. I can talk in German all day. I love German. I really got to grips with it easily. Did you know what the longest word in the German language is? Naturwissenschaften, and that means science. There's your facts of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, if you're watching this show, your quote of the day, Naturwissenschaften means science, and it's the longest word in the German dictionary. You're welcome. You don't get that on Bird 365, do you? Just putting it out there. But we'll learn Italian is the language of love. I don't think I know any Italian. I don't think Buenos dias is good morning or good day. I've got 2 votes for good day, so I'm not too far off. I don't think I know any Italian though. Italian, we had to choose in school between German and French. No, we had German, French, and Spanish. We had to pick 2, and I went German and French. I wish I picked Spanish. Clearly, I didn't pick back Spanish. Everyone, what kind of garden are you? Does it have daisies or are you growing tomatoes? Not a lot. It was a pretty dead garden. The garden was abandoned very much after that conversation, Isaac. I can't lie. It wasn't a good one. We'll segue back in there. Talking of growing things. Talking of blooming plants. Talking of, the Philadelphia Eagles 9-1. Blossoming at the right time. I've seen a lot of discourse here on Twitter, X. I would say Facebook, but I don't really use that anymore. I just post articles and then run away. About the Eagles being a bad 9-1 team. I'm hoping some of you saw the tweet, my viral tweet, one that blew up, taking the joke about the Jack Sparrow thing when it was but we are 9-1, and that's kind of where I'm at. I think there's been a lot of noise about the Eagles shouldn't be 9-1 or they're the worst 9-1 team. Have you seen they're one of I think 3 or 4 teams where the combined win percentage of everyone else is over 500, or I think it's 48% or something very close to it. So even if you look at the team so far, let's get the screen share. We haven't done that in a while, have we? Let's get that booming. Here's David Neitz, our new writer that I cannot pronounce his name. I'm looking for Eagles Cool Time. We're on Bing, so bear with me. As we know, it can take a little while. Let's have a look. If you go on the Eagles schedule, right? Is it going to do this? It doesn't tell you. That's annoying. But we can work it out. All right, we're big boys. So week 1 they played the Patriots, and the Patriots are in the AFC, and they are shit. 2-8, not a good start. Okay. Week 2 they played the Bucks, and the Bucks are in the NFC. Everyone, as we go through year 9 reading comprehension. Not 500. So at 2-8 plus 4-6 is 4-14. 4-14. All right. Remember 4-14. Put it in the chat if you need to. Week 3 they played the. I'm trying to remember. Week 3. Was it Commanders game 1? Oh, it was Vikings. All right. Vikings are not 500, are they? 6-5. So what were we? 8-14. Oh, they are 500. Sorry. So 8 says 9, 10, 11, 12. That 14 and 19. I make that so far. I'm sure there's a stat out there for this, but I can't be asked to find it. What have we got? Eagles and Commanders twice. We're gonna add them in now. Who are 4 and 7? So that's 8. I'm lost already. Is anyone keeping track? I'm genuinely lost already. 8 and 7. Can we just find it on Twitter? Because I can't do I can't do maths. Either way, I'm pretty sure it balances out. So you've got teams like Miami who are 7 and 3, so that's like a +4 diff. The Chiefs are 7 and 3. That's plus. It ends out near enough 500. All right, I promise. This is great. It really wasn't. Just me trying to do basic mathematics for like 38 seconds. Not good. We're currently 4-0 over teams. There we go. Right, we'll take that. Why didn't you tell me that a minute ago? Why didn't you tell me that a minute ago? Look, I was there I was using my fingers, Isaac. All right, help me out here. We're 4-0 over teams above 500, the best record in the league. Yeah, I would say we can roll with that. That sounds good to me. Math with Liam. I love that nobody knew he was going to do it, but he tried it anyway, and it almost worked. It did. Look, we gave it a go. Primal's in. Nice to see you this evening, sir. Congrats. I hope you had a lovely dinner, by the way. I was thinking about that mid-game. I can't lie. Talking about Jalen Carter almost intercepting a spike ball. Yeah, let's touch on Jalen Carter for a second. So that's where I think like the NFL is going. I not like that exact play, but I think those sort of ideas like will be the next meta. In the same way like the brotherly shove is, I think that's going to be intercepting spikes, coming up on like block punts, finding new ways to do that, finding kickoff return glitches. Like Britton Covey on another level right now has been like inhuman the past few weeks. He had a lot of love for Britty Cov because he has been excellent, and not just because he's British. Well, he's not British. His name's Britton. You idiot. Oh, that really hurt my tooth. My tooth come out recently. I chipped my... We're going off topic, gents. We're going off topic, but that hurt. Anyway, I think that is kind of where we're going to be at. Like, Jalen Carter sees something that works at a high school level, tries to implement it, almost came away with it. Like, no one knew it was coming. He almost got away with that. I'll be very intrigued to see if he does it again, or if teams will now be maybe spiking it a bit differently to see if it works again. Liam, that comment about Jalen Carter intercepting that spike ball. Oh, that was about Jalen Carter. That wasn't about me doing maths. I'd say they're the same thing. I would say they're exactly the same thing there. Look. And Liam and Bing, there is no... Look, Liam and Bing is like Brian Johnson in the Eagles offense, all right? The thought is there. You're trying to do the right thing. You get there in the end. Everything's a success, but it's a bit bumpy along the way. I do have to do maths. I can't understand how the browser works. Oh, see, I like a double hiccup then. That was it's atrocious. We are going grossly off topic. Greg's in. Nice to see you. Did you message earlier? And I might have missed it. I'm really sorry if you did, Greg. You did. I'm really sorry. Don't worry, Swift will get 1K, 2 Giants games left. That is true, but that means we're going to get, like, you know, Boston Scott's honorary Game of the Year that comes in. I wonder if they will now. Because, obviously, you know, the Giants are a human cesspit. There is nothing giant about them at this point. They are not intimidating in the slightest. Like, because they are dead now, do they just give it to Boston Scott and give him like 40 carries a game? Like, there's no need to push. There's no need to shove. It's all about the city of brotherly love. Happy Victory Wednesday. Love the energy from Jarrell. Nice to see you, my friend. It's a good vibe. It is a good vibe. I will level with you, though. The game did break my body clock. I have not been waking up, shall we say. I woke up today at like 3 p.m. my time. I'm awake at 12 and I'll start work at 1, which is 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, sorry, 8 a.m. Jesus, 8 a.m. Eastern, right? I woke up at 3, which is like 10 a.m., which is bad for me because, you know, there's news to be reported on. There's stories to be written. There's a company to run. Can't be having slack days, but that game, because I stayed up till like 6 in the morning, has wiped me right out. But what it does mean is I'm not overly tired in the stream. So you get that extra 20-minute jolt of useless energy and stories that you can take into your everyday life, such as, you know, Naturwissenschaft being the longest word in the German dictionary, which we all came for on an Eagles analysis show. If the Eagles look bad against the Giants, just handing it to Scott. Yeah, they kind of have to. I mean, it is crazy how much success he actually had. I don't think I've ever seen a player have so much success against one team and just be mid everywhere else. Like, and I mean that in the most respectful way. Is there ever been a player that very much owns another team, but does nothing for the other 15 games of the season? I don't think I've ever seen it. Like, at least in American football. I'm sure there'll be examples in, like, you know, there's like bogey teams and stuff, sure, but I've not seen one player, let alone a running back, just blow up. It's crazy. It is Kelly Green week. I tell you what, because it is, I'll get my lovely coat. I'll show you my lovely coat. Give me a sec. Wait there. I've seen the hype about the coats, so I've got my own. Wait there. All right. So listen, you lovely lot. All right. Can this stay here? Right. Everyone's kicking off about the Eagles coats. All right. They got released, and there was some dickhead outside the Eagles pro shop with like 10 bags, and I'm gonna resell them all for like $600. Don't buy them. All right. Look, go to a thrift store, get yourself one of these puppies. Yeah. You can't see that. Look at that. Literally, I'll get it a try on. I'll give it a try on. Found this in like £40. This was about a Philly Ride outlet. God, look at that! Philly and Villanova. Look at that! I look massive. I look absolutely massive. But the game's the game. All right. There's nothing on the back. There's no logos. You don't need the logos. You don't need the logos. Do a Vogue turn for us. I'll do a couple. All I'm saying is, look, it's not the same jacket. I got this. I'm so hot now. I don't mean like sexy, although I am. But like, yeah, it's just very warm. But I got this in London. It was like two years ago. I found it in a vintage store, and it was like, it's a proper starter jacket as well. I'm not sure you can see that, you can't, but there is a starter label on it. £40 it's cost me. £40. So it's not the exact same one. There's a starter logo there, look. 40 quid. So about $55, $60. And people are paying like $600 for an Eagles. Look. If it's cool now, the only thing I genuinely struggle with is I don't know what to style it with. It's a very hard colour to make look good. All right? I'm an emo kid. I wear black, I wear wrestling shirts. I'm a little nerd. But I don't know how to make this look like, can we fit me out? Can we get some style, like, guru feedback going on here? Like, of what to wear it with? Like, cargo pants, like, jeans, shoes? It's confusing. It is confusing. But I wonder if I just sit here in the jacket if the views would go up. People just like... I just can't move my arms very much. But it works. But look, we're Philly... Look at that, look. English from Philadelphia... Making it work. We're making it work. Flyers hat. I should get a Flyers hat. I've got to take it off. It's so hot. Hang on. I'll be back in a minute. It's so hot. Gosh. Just saying. But to anyone that, you know, wants to go out and buy like one of those $600 jackets, just go in like thrift stores. And thrift store websites, you will find loads of them that are like from that period that are just cheaper than this new. It's the same, right? It's just the exact same thing of like, so the soccer team I support, Charlton, they had an away jersey that was really popular, and it was like from the late 90s. And it was like black, purple, and like dark green, and it looked so good. And recently, there's been a trend of like soccer jerseys being quite popular, like wearing retro soccer jerseys. I'm not sure if it's a thing in America yet. It might well be, given the rate of growth over there. But you couldn't get it anywhere, and it was like 300 quid. And they re-released one brand new for 200, and then the old ones went down in price. So just do that. It's much. I'm telling you, it's good. Princess Diana, ladies and gents, she lives on through me. I am the people's princess. That's all. Look, it's been said. It has been said. Black jeans with old school white on. Probably, yeah. I probably should. I'm not very fashionable. I'm learning this. I always thought I was quite good with fashion, and I'm just really not. And I don't really buy clothes, so I need to start buying like actual clothes to wear that aren't like I don't know. We had this debate the other day of like the only clothes I ever buy are golf outfits, and I will meticulously plan a golf outfit, but anything else just doesn't work. The Kelly green goes with silver and then lightly coloured. I never thought we'll have to do an Eagles fashion show. How not to style Philadelphia sports gear with LJ. That'd be good. What's up, Joe? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for dropping in the chat. Love to see that from you. I love the little logo in your avatar, by the way. That looks sick. Last year we won games with finesse. This year, grit and strength. Never give up, no surrender style again. Fly was fly. Completely agree. And that will get us back onto topic for the final few minutes. We'll go back to this graphic from earlier, Joe. I'm not sure if you were here or not. But did you know, you can tell this to your friends tomorrow, Jalen Hurts is the only quarterback with 7 straight wins when his team trails by double digits. 7 straight, double digits. That is wild to me. Like, I think that the NFL record prior to that was 5. His streak stands at 7. When his team is down by 10, the Eagles have been down 10 7 times in a row in this situation and won. The last 7 times, the Eagles have been down by 10. They've won because of Jalen Hurts. That is insanity. Absolutely crazy. I don't know why I wrote confidence in audibles there. I'll level with you guys. What I was trying to do was find a stat that backed that bit up. I couldn't find one, so I just left it in there. Confidence in audibles. Although that is also very true. He's also, again, the only player to score a touchdown in the second half against the Chiefs. If you did miss it, K1, the main focus of the graphic was that nice middle pie there. That in the first half, his time to throw was 3.27 seconds. He was sacked 5 times. In the second half, reduced to 2.3. So a second and a half off. And if you want to, should we do an accurate representation of stopwatch? How long 1.5 seconds is? Right, watch it. This is how much Jalen Hurts reduced his time to throw. All right? About that. I'll try and get it dead on, but... Oh, near enough. So that's taken off. That's taken off of his time to throw. That's a long time. Bear in mind, the average time to throw is 2.4 or 2. But that's a long time to throw that has been ripped off there in one half of football. So a conscious decision for the Eagles. You couldn't see it again, could you? Oh, for God's sake! Right, we're coming back. Right. Oh, bing! Does my head in every stream. I don't know why I stay with it. No, he doesn't. We'll go again. We'll pretend it never happened. And hang on, wait. We'll redo the whole thing. So I get it for a TikTok. Ready? And action. So in the second half of that game against the Chiefs, Jalen Hurts reduced his time to throw from 3.27 to 2.3. Now that may not sound like a lot, ladies and gentlemen, but let's just show you exactly how much time that is. When you bear in mind how, long an NFL play lasts. Ready? About there. That was a bit too long, but about there. Oh, bang on. I basically am Jalen Hurts. That long was taken off of his throw. So an average play, ready, get the ball, 0, 1, 2, ball's out about there. In the first half, ready, set, and we wonder why he was getting sacked 5 times. That's the average time, roughly, the ball was going out in the first half. In the second, ready, Tiger, Jennifer Lopez, set up. Nope. That's a big difference. That is a big difference. There you go. Again, you don't get that kind of analysis anywhere else, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm saying. It's part of the charm. Jay has a 13-game winning streak with teams with above 500. I think it's one of them where the deeper you dig, the more you actually have a look for what that man has accomplished. It's stunning. The more you discover, the more you're constantly left wow. It's easy to look at a macro. Oh, he threw a bad pick, or he had a rough start to the season, or something like that. And get annoyed about it and be a bit feisty and frustrated that he's not great. and then you look at the overall picture, like the graphic we had before the Chiefs game, right, where he was like near enough a top 5 quarterback in every statistical metric, and you're like, if in doubt, zoom out, ladies and gentlemen. There is your second quote for the day. If in doubt, zoom out. Zoom out, bigger picture. Don't worry about the intricate things. They'll change. Bigger picture. He's absolutely fine. Omar. We'll try and do it again. I mean, I do think that is a really good demonstration of how much time was taken off. So again, first half, Jalen Hurts was going, ready, Tiger, Panda, Omaha, out. About there. That's a long time for the ball to come out. He already ranked like 27th in time to throw. Second half, ready, set, pound coin, dollar sign, chocolate. It's a big difference. It is a big difference. The reason I said money and chocolate, I'll level with you. Look at that. I've got some chocolate money right here. That's not a real £10 note, believe it or not. That is not a real £10 note. That is a chocolate £10 note. I don't know if you have these in America, but they are my favourite candy. And when it gets to Christmas, I love them. You get me they're like stocking for this. There's a coin here, look. Oh, I've dropped it. There you go. Little chocolate. I don't know why I'm showing you my chocolate coins on an Eagles stream. I'm literally a 15-year-old trapped in a 28-year-old's body. But I love it. It's my favourite candy of all of them. Talking of which, Thanksgiving, you guys, obviously tomorrow's a big day for you, so you will have a lovely holiday. But if you've got any, recommend, like, what does your Thanksgiving look like? I mean, as a Brit, I'm genuinely intrigued because there's something's been unplugged there. Some of you guys, I know like turkey's one, but then mac and cheese. I can imagine turkey and mac and cheese. Like, I always thought a Thanksgiving dinner was like a Christmas dinner, like a roast dinner. But then there's like turkey and mac and cheese and like loads of other things. So yeah, I'm intrigued to know. I feel like Primal is going to be there with like a banquet at this point. And just have loads of stuff set. It sounds like a samurai film. Did you guys see Tariq Woolen call Carson Wentz a legend? Did he actually? He's probably bought him like a Range Rover or a gun to shoot an animal or something. No, he's a lovely man, Liam. Leave him alone. All right, don't be bitter. Come on. Have you guys seen Peyton Manning showing hand signs at? No. Was this like a recent thing when he does like the Monday night stuff? But I've not seen any of that. I didn't say hello to Ron. Oh, I'm sorry, Ron. I've got it all wrong today. I'm sorry. I owe you a hug. That's disappointing. Oh, that's my bad. Can I work on a strawberry pie and stuffing? I love stuffing. I'll tell you what, that is the best bit of Christmas in my opinion, stuffing. I could just eat. I could eat a bowl of it without any stopping. Strawberry pie and stuffing. I love that. Ducks go to someone else's to eat their food. Respectable play. Vietnamese family. Morning and lunch is Viet food. Dinners. He gets the best of both. Call him Hannah Montana, everyone. He gets the best of both worlds there. Love that. Absolutely love that. Primal comes in with it. Here he comes at the big swinger after last night. Turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy and stuffing. The stuff will have a smidge of shredded crab meat. See, it was coming. It sounded too traditional. And he's got one in there. I love that. I've never tried crab. I've drawn the line at salmon. I like salmon. I can't do tuna. I know crab legs are quite a thing over there, aren't they, in crab stuff. So maybe I'll get warmed up to the idea of it. But I'm not a big mashed potato fan. I'll level with you. I'm not the biggest mashed potato fan. I don't know why. That just the consistency of it makes me like retch. And since I was a kid, I have no idea why. Like mashed potato and like boiled potatoes, like I can't do it. Genuinely can't do it. But there you go. But what can you do? But if it was roast potatoes, turkey, roast potatoes, gravy, stuffing, you can sneak all the crab meat in there you want, sunshine. I will eat the lot. Don't even get. I'll eat the lot. Sorry for being late. Happy Thanksgiving. Don't you have to apologise for anything, sunshine. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and good win. Go Birds. My family pretty much goes to a family friend's house, and since we're Indian, we eat both Indian food and traditional Thanksgivings. Turkey, mac and cheese, gravy. I find it's fascinating. I genuinely like. I know you come here for Eagles analysis, and you're like giving me the analysis now, but I find it really. I would love to have a Thanksgiving somewhere. I know it's kind of counterintuitive as like a Brit because obvious reasons, sure. But I would love to, like, I don't we have anything like that. We've taken Black Friday. That's what's really pissed me off as a Brit, is that, like, every company in England, near enough, is doing Black Friday sales like a week before now. It's like Black Week, Black Month, like, and it's like non-stop sales of like 70% off stuff. But we won't actually have the holiday it's associated with. Like, the whole point of Black Friday was that surely it follows on from Thanksgiving, no? So it winds me up. But I would genuinely love to go over and like experience an authentic American Thanksgiving, and all because I love mac and cheese. I tell you what, my golf club do a mac and cheese called the Hot and Handsome, and I tell you what, I get it every bloody time. I do. Look at me. No, I'm kidding, but I do get it every time, and it's like chorizo, caramelized onion, bacon, and mac and cheese, and you get like cheesy garlic bread with it, and it is so good. It is so good. But I would literally make an excuse to go up to the driving range just to have the mac and cheese. It's that good. So there you go. Also, lots of butter. I do like butter. Christmas songs already playing in stores. Oh, depends on Christmas songs. I'll level with you. If it's going to be like Last Christmas by Wham, we're in. True story. The band E17, writers of the great Christmas anthem Stay Another Day. I'm from a tiny town in England with like a population of like 3,000. Like, it is minuscule. They performed at our local nightclub in the middle of November, Stay Another Day. And I don't understand like how far whether you've fallen off, whether you're trying to resurrect your musical career. I couldn't tell you what else E17 sung, but they came down middle of November and there were posters all around the town saying, oh, E17 performing at Fever live with their hit song, Stay Another Day. And I couldn't even, it was outstanding. I wish I was there. Part of me wishes I was there, but there is an Oasis cover band at that venue soon, so I will not miss that for the world. Come over anytime. You're a kind young man, sir. I might take you up on that. I might have a Liam Thanksgiving. If I ever go out there, we'll put on a big tailgate or something. I do feel like I'd love to do genuinely like something. I don't know how attainable it would be, but for people, because I know it's such a big family thing, so people who maybe don't have families to spend it with, or for whatever reason, like can't be with their families, to have like a big Thanksgiving like tailgate type. There might already be one, in which case we'll just go to that and say hello to everyone. But as given that my family obviously won't be there, I'd love to just have that little family instead. It's quite wholesome, I think. It's quite nice. Why don't you just celebrate Friendsgiving? I've got to have friends for that, Duck. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I suppose we could. It wouldn't surprise me if it becomes a thing. Like, I think for it to become a thing here, you would need more like restaurants and stuff to start doing the food, and it'd be like, Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving or the food, and you get the typical American traditional stuff. If they do that and that becomes a bit more of a thing, like we have a thing called Factory Friday, which is in like, I think it's the first weekend of December, and basically loads of years ago all of the factories used to shut at like 2 p.m. on like a Friday, and that'd be the last Friday they worked through December, so everyone would get like blackout drunk. So Factory Friday, and apparently it's like our town though, it's not even like a national thing, it's just our little town, but everywhere just shuts shop at like 2 p.m, goes and gets drunk, and it's just one massive day and night of everyone from age 18 to 60 getting bladdered, really. So there is that. Celebrate Festivus. I've heard of it. Is that also a horror film? Like, it's Krampus. No, it's not. Sorry, Primal. Sorry. No, I got confused. That's my bad. It's not been a good day for the brand, I'll tell you that. I've called Thanksgiving the 3 F's day: food, family, and friends. That's incredibly wholesome. I love that. The Thanksgiving games are going to be a fun watch along with the Black Friday game. Yeah, I'm excited for that. You got Lions, Packers, Seahawks, Niners, and who's the third one? Who is the third one? I've forgotten it now. Lions, Packers, Seahawks, Niners, and then I don't know. Either way, it'll be fun. I'm excited for it. And just really quickly before we go, I just want to give thanks to you all. Because, yeah, as you know, the YouTube channel died a slow, painful death when I stopped uploading and was focusing more on the website and all of that stuff. And I felt like when I came off that hamster wheel, it was hard to get back on consistently. Hitting a point where, thanks to Phil having me on his show, where I wanted to come back, and knowing that you people still cared meant Of course I miss out. See, it's just not a good day. Thank you so much for that, sir. Cowboys v Washington. You're dead right. I missed that. I missed the most important one. But yeah, like, to know that you guys actually still cared when there are so many great content creators out, and you've got new big, like, things like Jacob Media and All Philly and that, like, to know that I've still got a little corner where I can be chaotic and hopefully bring quite a unique spin on the Eagles and have some fun along the way. I wasn't sure if it would go down well. I wasn't sure if anyone would care. And to know that you all still do, and you've been part of this journey, which has been, you know, looking back, 9 years now, 8-9 years. I started PSN when I was 19. I'm now 28. To be in a situation where I can still do this, you know, the company is in safe hands. It's been acquired. Like, I'm not going anywhere. It's just great. And just to have these little hour-long streams on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday to talk birds, to vent, to have that post-game therapy, but to also just get to know you guys and have that, like, those intimate conversations and stuff. Like, I love it. So just thank you for welcoming me in this show back with open arms. And for continuing to support PSN with everything we do, like whether it's articles, podcasts, shows. We're going to try and get some more stuff planned in the new year. Hopefully with some Metro Philadelphia, like, associated things as well. But yeah, genuinely, like, you guys are incredible. And it's nice to get to look forward to 3 days a week that I can sit on and know the same faces will be there, and we can have, like, educated, balanced, humorous Eagles conversation. Like, I love it so much, and it's been a great addition to my life, so thank you. I'll give you all a big hug, but I wanted you to know that, you know, as much as Thanksgiving can be a tricky time for some, that there's just an extra thank you from me, that you are very much appreciated from everyone at PSN. You know, guys like Phil who jumped ship to PSN, not really knowing what to expect. You know, Brian and Eric and Morgan who run Flipping the Birds. Zach and Justin who are doing the Sixers stuff. You've got Matt and Alec doing there's just so many people that you guys all now know because of your, like, you give us your time and your ears, and it will just never, ever, 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 ever be lost on us. So thank you. If my internet has gone mid, right, are we back? I'm not sure, but if my internet just went mid speech, I will be fuming. Liam, we appreciate. My wife said she missed you, the one person she actually enjoy listens to. I will take that. That's a very kind comment. Thank you very much. I appreciate you both. If you listen to me together, look, I appreciate that. I'm glad to be that they're back in while someone's eating dinner. That's because I don't watch YouTubers, I watch streamers and stuff. So if I'm in the background, just don't do sexy time to me, and I'll be all right. Otherwise, you know, I can't make promises. There won't be some really weird story like 10 minutes in that will put you off. It's for your own benefit, all right? I'm trying to help you out. Before you go, thoughts on Shaq Leonard? Yes, full stop. I'd love it. It's interesting that no teams that claimed him. That's kind of not concerning, but eye-opening, I guess, because I thought, in my opinion, held him in a very high regard. So I don't know. I'd say get him in on a workout. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Bring him in for a workout. He obviously knows Nick Sirianni very well. You may as well give him a shot. You've got nothing to lose. The position's already muddied, pretty much. Nakobe's dead. Not literally. And then obviously Cunningham and Brown are just vibing around doing their things. So, Duck said, it was contract. Okay, right, never mind. In that case, I'm not surprised. Bring him in for a workout yesterday. Do it and do it now. Brilliant player in Kansas City. I really wanted him in Philadelphia, like when he was coming out of the draft. I would love to have just, you know, that little bit of a resurgence. I think he'd need a multi-year deal. I don't think it'd be worth bringing him in and expecting, same with Kevin Byard, right? It took a month, really, for Kevin Byard to get his feet under him to start really playing like the safety we all know he is. Bradley Roby, I know he got injured, but kind of the same. It's identical at linebacker. If you can get a player as talented as Leonard is, and you can warm him up for the playoffs, sure. If you can get him in and know that will be like a decision to tide you over into next year, where you've still got time to develop Nakobe Dean, you've got a linebacker you can hang your hat on that complements someone like Zach Cunningham, then it's a no-brainer. But if it's just now and it's an emergency pinch signing, it might be like one step forward, two steps back if you're expecting an immediate payoff. Bring him in. If you want to sign, fantastic. If you want to win a ring with the Eagles and Nick Sirianni, brilliant. and then just see where it goes from there. See if you can get him into that situation where he can be dependent, he can be reliable in the postseason. Don't do sexy signs to me. Liam Jenkins, owner of Philly Sports Network, subsection of Schnetz Media. Hang it in the Louvre is all I'm saying. Hang it in the Louvre. You're our favourite wanker. And you're mine, but you're not a wanker. But you might be. Everyone's a wanker in their own way, kind of. The boys among us anyway. But it's all right. He wants to start. We aren't starting him unless... that's it. But again, if there's ever a spot, like if you could build a default player in Madden and drop him into the Eagles and he starts at 68 overall... The one area he is going to start is linebacker. You're not going to start wide out or corner or safety or defense. That's the only spot where there's genuine upside is linebacker. So whether he's still got upside, I haven't watched him play much this season. I can't really say. We'll see. It's a low risk move, isn't it? You bring him in, you see what he's made of. If it doesn't work, if it does work, why do you do that? Why did I do? I need to go to bed. Guys, look, I'm sorry. It's clearly spiraling out of control here. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much for hopping on to today's stream. I hope you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving with your friends and family and those closest to you. You all deserve it. Thank you again for all of the support you continue to show me and Philly Sports Network. I will see you all on Friday for another edition of the Outside Insider. If you're new, if you can leave a like on the stream and subscribe just so you get notified when we do go live, that would be stupendous. If not, I will take it personally. Guys, I'll see you on Friday. Have a lovely Thanksgiving. I hope you have all the best food in the world and have a great time. And I'll see you on Friday, and I can't wait to hear all about it. Go Birds! See you Friday. Happy Thanksgiving.